Island wines have been out there for 40 years, and it's only an hour and a half to get from one end of the island to the next. And I just don't think enough people realize how close it is to one of the finest regions in the United States.
That is the voice of Ron Goerler Jr., one of the premier winemakers on Long Island. He is the Vice President of Operations at Jamesport Vineyards, located on the island's North Fork. Goerler is part of a father-son winemaking team that began in the 1980s when his father acquired the land that the vineyard now calls home. Starting off small, over the years, Jamesport Vineyards has grown in many ways, including the varieties of wine that they produce.
We make about 12 different products, and the primary varieties are Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, Riesling, Pinot Noir, Syrah, Merlot, and then we have some East End series, which is a Cinque, which is a blend of 5 grapes. We have a Cinque White, which is a blend of 5 white grapes, and we have a late harvest Riesling also.
The large selection offers something for all palates, but there are some that are clear favorites, even with Goerler himself.
Depending on what people are looking for, I would say we're best known for Sauvignon Blanc, which is a nice dry white. Goes excellent with seafood. From a red standpoint, Pinot Noir or Cabernet Franc would probably be the 2 choices.
Okay, what's your favorite personally?
My personal favorite would have to be probably Cabernet Franc, because I think it's a very food versatile wine that goes well with many things that we can do out there on the North Fork.
Goerler has a clear passion for what he does and takes pride in his work, even going to bat for those misunderstood varietals.
What would you say is Jamesport's weakest wine, and why?
You don't have any.
No, that's not allowed.
A weakest is a word that I particularly wouldn't use, but I would say that from a wine that, if you're looking at wines in general, what means weak necessarily isn't a flaw. It would be something that would be that the style would probably be the rosé, because it's a misunderstood wine. Most people think of rosés as sweet, but they're not. There's a lot of dry styles. And I would say it's probably one of the most underrated wines for that reason. So I would use the word underrated versus weak.
The notion that Long Island wines are undrinkable has been a common misconception for years. Goerler explains that people might be surprised to know there have been quite a few exceptional years for wine here on the island.
We've had a lot of great vintages, obviously, and I would say that in the early 90s, we had a couple of very good vintages, 97 and 98. In the 2000 range, we had 2001, 2005, and 2007. And then we just had one of probably the most stunning vintages to date. Don't know how the wines are going to be, but I would say 2010 is probably going to live up to being the best vintage for Long Island's date to be.
The 2010 growing season was in fact one of the best for Long Island, providing some of the most optimal conditions for winemaking. While some of the year's wines will be available for purchase in the near future, for others it seems we will just have to wait.
White's already coming out. Sauvignon Blanc for us will be coming out next week. And the reds won't be out for 2 years. It takes 2 years for the reds to mature and age in the barrel and then put in the bottle to where they come out.
Like many of Long Island's vineyards, Jamesport hosts daily wine tastings from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. in their tasting room. This family-owned and operated winery enjoys providing not only a great product for their customers, but a great atmosphere as well. Often they offer live music and food for the guests of the vineyard. For more information, visit jamesportwines.com.